So what is the weakness of multiple baseline design? One risk is that the treatment applied to one behavior produces changes in the second behavior. For example, your treatment on yelling also may help a change in crying behavior, or treating stuttering may help treating aggressive behavior. The other one is sometimes when you're doing multiple baseline on two different behaviors, one behavior may show a large and immediate change, but the other one doesn't show a large and immediate change. So when you look at the graph, in this case, the graph may mislead you and you may think that your treatment is not working for one of the behaviors. And finally, the same problem can happen cases that involve different participants. So what your treatment may work fast and strong on one case, and the other participant may show a slower or weaker performance or change. Again, so you have to be careful about how you interpret your graphs when you're dealing with these exceptional situations. Another version of the AB design is the dismantling design. A dismantling design, as the name indicates, is a situation that you start with a complicated or complex treatment, and then you add or subtract some elements or some component of your treatment as you go. So for example, here you have a baseline for a behavior. So for example, here you start with your total treatment. Your total treatment includes punishment and reinforcement, and you see the behavior or the performance or the score is done. Then you remove your punishment and you only have reinforcement in this phase, and you see the score goes up. And then you go back to your total treatment and you see the score goes down. And then you remove reinforcement, so you have punishment only, and you see the score goes up. And in the last phase, you go back to what you had before, which has the total treatment. So this definitely shows that in order for your treatment to work, you have to have both punishment and reinforcement. If you remove one, it's not going to work. Another version of the AB design is the changing criterion design. For example, if you're treating a patient who has a smoking problem, you start with your baseline, and you see the baseline is like about 12 to 14 cigarettes per day, and for the first week of your treatment your goal is 10 cigarettes per day, and you see how your treatment is working. And in the second week, your goal or your criteria goes down to 8 cigarettes, and you see that your participant, your patient, cannot handle it. So the next week you increase your criteria to 9, and based on your patient behavior you change your criteria each week. And finally, we have the alternating treatment design, which is also called a discrete trial design. Let's see how it works. For example, in this situation, we are using a different treatment every other week. So for the first week, we use treatment 1. The second week, we use the second treatment. The third week we use the second treatment, and week 4 we go back to first treatment, and on week 5 we go to second treatment. And as you see, the graph shows that consistently treatment 2 is working better than treatment 1. So assuming that the treatments are independent, that's a very good alternative for the regular AB design. This example shows a situation where the researcher wants to compare two conditions. One condition under which students receive points for doing their homework, and the other situation is where students don't get any points uh, for doing their homework. And each student alternates between the two treatment conditions. So it's not like that we have two groups. Each student alternates between these two situations. And the graph clearly shows that whenever there is a point assigned for the homework, the student's performance on the quiz for that chapter is higher. And now I'm going to summarize the strength and the weaknesses of single subject. The strengths of the single subject design is, first, we're dealing only with one participant, so we don't need to collect a large number of participants to do our research. The other one is it's more flexible. As you observed, sometimes we change our treatment in the middle of the research. And finally, we have to have multiple observations and multiple assessments, and the more observation we have, the better we know our students. And however, the weakness is that sometimes the performance goes up not because of the treatment, but it's just because of multiple assessment or multiple observations. And also the other problem is the absence of statistical controls, that obviously we're dealing with only one single subject, and the results of our research is limited to that case, and we cannot generalize the conclusion of our research.